Alright, so now I'm going to start with some synths, and I'm going to call this respace, because this is how I kind of like to start off everything. Let's go and color this. So I'm going to open up Serum, and I'm just going to take a saw and detune it, and I'm going to go down a few octaves and then turn on this filter. I'm going to turn this on monophonic, and I'm going to just start by making a bass line. And this is going to be my pattern, and I'm actually going to bump this up an octave to make sure all the notes are correct. Sometimes it's hard to tell when it's so low. See, that one. That's how it should be, but down low, it's pretty obvious. I just must have messed that up. So I'm going to take that and drop it down. So that is going to be my pattern. And I kind of want to clean up some of this mud because I may add an 808 over this part. But regardless, you can kind of clean up this mud. I'm going to switch that to a bell. So just that is sort of taming these lows a little bit, and it's still giving you the effect that it's a bass, but it's just going to give you a lot more room in the mix, and it's not going to be as messy. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to automate this up. And I'm going to have it automate up a lot higher during the end, so I'm going to curve that. And then I am also going to apply an EQ down here that's going to act as a filter. And I'm going to do like a sweeping up effect here. So it's sort of kind of taking everything out of it. And I'm going to turn the Q up a little bit as that's happening. Alright, so I'm going to do a vocal chop. And I like to kind of do this first so I don't have to rely on chords completely. It's just one of those things I think I've just, beaten to death. Alright, so let's look for something E minor. Alright, so let's keep looking here. Alright, I don't like any of these. These are more something for like a drop. I think I already looked through those. Alright, so I want something like this. I'm gonna keep looking. Alright, I'm gonna use this one. It's an A, so I'm gonna have to transpose it. So I am going to count down. I think the distance is, I can't remember. It's probably the same either way. But it's going to go A, G sharp, G, F sharp, F, F, E. Alright, so that is in a major key. So that is why it's sounding like kind of happy. And I don't feel like transposing all that, so we're going to keep looking. I'm just going to chop this one up. Alright, so I don't want this choppy part, so. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put like a delay on this too. Alright, so I'm going to put a delay on this, and we're going to sort of see how this sounds. So I'm going to have to transpose this a little bit because this isn't exactly in key. Let's try stretching this. Let me zoom in here. And what I'm doing here is I am, I could also do it here, but I'm holding command and doing this, so. I want this to hit a different note. That's what I wanted to hit.
Just I'm with you. Just I'm with you. Just I'm with you. Just I'm with you.
Alright, so I'm just going to take that part out. I'm going to fill that with something else that fits a little bit more naturally. So I'm just tuning this because these vocals are kind of, one part's kind of out of tune. So I'm going to turn on this to lock the automation. And I'm just going to start copying this stuff over. Alright, so there's the vocal chop. That kind of took a while, but it's definitely worth it. Alright. So we got Serum now. Let's go ahead and we're going to start making our chords. I'm going to pull up, I'm actually going to make this from scratch because it shouldn't be that long. So I like this wavetable Lavender Hills. So I'm going to do this slow moving. And I'm going to go ahead and just start EQing some of this out because we have the respace, which is doing a lot of the work for the lows. So I like this because it's a really smooth wavetable. And I'm going to turn on this noise oscillator, and I like this wind chimes. It's just nice and smooth. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this MIDI down, and we are going to make our chord progression. So I'm going to take this root note, I'm going to bump it up 2 octaves. And then to make a minor chord, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 semitones, then 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just trying to figure out this chord, and it's just not sounding right to me. So to make a minor chord, I go copy paste 1 2 3, copy paste 1 2 3 4, copy paste 1 2 3 4 5, and then to do a major chord, you just flip the 3 and the 4. So it's copy paste 1 2 3 4, copy paste 1 2 3, and then 1 2 3 4 5. So another thing that you can look at is figure out what key you're in, and then you can learn how to play the scale. And the chords will only have notes in that scale. So you can kind of see here that there are some notes that are shared, like all the notes here across the D, across the E. Oh, that's an F. F sharp, lot on the G as well. And when these notes are sort of sharing each other, it usually means that they're in the same scale. So this is going to be my chord progression. So I'm going to do another one. I'm going to call this ARP, and I'm going to leave this here. And I am going to add an arpeggiator. I'm going to bring this step up so it jumps up an octave. Something was wrong about that. Yeah, so this should be a major chord. And let's look here. Yeah, so, okay, just what I was saying about those note sharing, this is a perfect example. So listen to this last chord, and it sounds out of place. You want the chord progression to sort of resolve and come to this happy place. And this is determining the minor to a major. So if we listen to this, and then we bump this up, that is what we want. And if we look, that note was an F, and F is not in the scale of E minor. So we bump that up to F sharp, and then we look at F sharp, and those are two notes that are sharing right there. So that is a good catch by myself. So we're going to go ahead and replace that MIDI, and now this should sound... Alright, so what I'm going to do is I want this chord progression to play a certain way. So I'm going to delete these root notes. And I want 4 there because this is an 8th note progression. I want it to play evenly. I don't want it to be bouncing around so much. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make this a bell sound. So this is one of my favorite things to do. You're just going to want to use a sine wave and not detune this at all. And we're going to get rid of this. And we're going to make this a pluck sound. So let's turn to envelope. We're going to take that up to a quarter note. And we are going to be making this. I'm going to take off the wind chimes, and I'm going to give this little. And last thing for the intro, I'm just going to make a secondary lead to come in here. So I'm going to do a, this is going to be a pretty harsh sound. Put some reverb and lots of distortion on it. Really harsh sound, but that's kind of like. So just going to give this a little variation here. So let me take this decay down. And then I'm going to bump that down because we're going to bring this back up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze this. And then I am going to copy this down here because I want to make a little like reverb lead. And I'm just going to chop the little transient off, so let's hear this. And I'm going to just put more reverb on just to give it a long. This is sort of how you make this reverse reverb. So I'm going to go and do that. I'm going to go in here and reverse that. And now we should be in business. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and save this. And let's listen to everything we have. All right, so now I'm going to get into the build.